Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with this profound truth. Happiness is not a destination, it is a state of being. And the greatest gift you can give yourself is the ability to find joy in your own company. Today, I will share with you the essential principles that will guide you on a path to happiness, even when you are alone. You must understand yourself. Happiness begins with knowing who you are. You cannot appreciate what you have if you do not understand its value. So take time to reflect on your life. Look deep into your soul and ask yourself, who am I? What do I want? What makes me come alive? This self-awareness is the key to unlocking your happiness. So learn to embrace your own company. Many fear being alone, but solitude is not an enemy. It is an opportunity for growth, for reflection, and for creativity. When you are alone, you have the freedom to be yourself, to connect with your inner thoughts, and to create a life on your own terms. You must love yourself. Self-love is not about being self-centered. It's about recognizing your worth and treating yourself with the same care and respect you would show to others. When you love yourself, you radiate positive energy, and that energy will attract more of what you need in life. Understand that independence breeds strength. Your happiness should not be tied to others. While relationships are important, they should never define your worth. Learn to stand firm, to rely on your own abilities, and to cultivate your inner strength. Happiness comes when you are not dependent on others for your joy. Never stop growing. Personal development is a lifelong journey. The happiest individuals are those who continually strive to better themselves. Whether it's through education, creative endeavors, or personal reflection, always seek ways to grow. When you grow, your life expands, and so does your capacity for happiness. Create your own purpose. Don't wait for someone to give you purpose. Create it yourself. Pursue your passion, set meaningful goals, and live each day with intent. When your life has purpose, happiness follows naturally. You become the architect of your own destiny, or release the need for external validation. Your happiness does not depend on the approval of others. The moment you stop seeking approval is the moment you reclaim your power. Validation from others is temporary, but validation from within is eternal. And learn to validate yourself, and you will never feel incomplete. I embrace an attitude of gratitude. In every moment, look for something to be grateful for. Gratitude transforms your mindset and your life. When you are thankful for what you have, the universe gives you more to be grateful for. Have in the present moment. Happiness is not a future event. It is a present reality. Stop waiting for the perfect circumstances to be happy. Find joy in what is right in front of you, the people you love, the things you enjoy, the beauty of the world around you. Happiness lies in the now. Take responsibility for your happiness. It is easy to blame others for your unhappiness, but the truth is, only you can create your happiness. You are in control of your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions. Own that responsibility, and you will find the freedom to choose joy every day. So my friends, remember this: true happiness comes from within. It is a state of mind, a choice you make every day. You don't need others to complete you. You are complete as you are. When you find peace within yourself, you will experience joy no matter where you are, no matter what your circumstances may be. Choose to be happy. Choose to be whole. Choose to be happy alone. Happiness begins with a deep understanding of yourself. It's not something you stumble upon randomly or find in external circumstances. It comes from within. And it starts with self-awareness. To truly experience happiness, you must first know who you are, what you value, and what brings you joy. This awareness is not about merely recognizing your strengths and weaknesses, but also understanding your deeper desires, fears, and motivations. When you understand yourself, you gain the power to navigate life's challenges with clarity and confidence. You're not swayed by every passing emotion or external influence because you have a firm foundation of self-knowledge to stand on. This self-awareness allows you to identify what truly matters to you, not what society or others expect of you. It's only when you know your values, your passions, and what makes you feel alive that you can align your actions and decisions with your authentic self. By understanding your inner world, you are empowered to make choices that bring you closer to your goals and desires. This is the essence of happiness, being true to yourself. And when you are true to yourself, you no longer seek validation or approval from the outside world because you are secure in your own identity. You have the strength to build a life that reflects your authentic values and desires. This self-awareness becomes the lens through which you view the world, guiding you toward fulfillment, contentment, and true happiness. Without self-awareness, we often feel lost or disconnected, drifting through life without purpose or direction. But when you understand who you are, what you need, and what makes you truly happy, you can create a life that is aligned with your truest self. And this alignment is the key to experiencing happiness that is not dependent on anything or anyone outside of you. It is the happiness that comes from being deeply rooted in who you are. Embracing your own company is one of the most powerful steps you can take toward genuine happiness. So often people fear being alone because they associate solitude with loneliness, emptiness, or boredom. However, when you learn to enjoy and embrace your own company, you unlock a deep well of peace and fulfillment that is independent of anyone else. Being comfortable in your own presence allows you to cultivate a sense of freedom that comes from not relying on others for your emotional well-being. Alone time is not an absence of connection, rather, it is an opportunity to connect with the most important person in your life, yourself. It's a space where you can reflect, reset, and recharge. Too often we spend our lives seeking validation or affirmation from others, whether through relationships, social media, or external achievements. But the key to lasting happiness lies in shifting that focus inward. When you are at peace with yourself, when you enjoy being with yourself, you are no longer dependent on the external world for a sense of worth or contentment. Your happiness is no longer tied to someone else's presence or opinion. It becomes a product of your own internal harmony. Solitude allows for personal reflection, where you can take an honest look at your life and how you want to move forward. It's in these quiet moments that clarity emerges, where you find your true desires, dreams, and goals. You also give yourself the space to recharge emotionally and mentally, especially in a world that often demands more of us than we can give. When you embrace your own company, you give yourself permission to rest and restore without the pressure to constantly be on the go or pleasing others. Learning to be content with your own presence also enhances your creativity. In solitude, free from distractions and the noise of the outside world, you can tap into a deep well of inspiration. Ideas flow more freely, and you can truly explore your passions and interests without the influence of others. When you are comfortable with yourself, you are free to be authentic, to explore who you are, and to create a life that reflects your true essence. Instead of fearing solitude, start to see it as a gift. It is in those quiet moments when you can hear your inner voice the loudest, when you can reconnect with your values and passions. By embracing your own company, you give yourself the greatest gift of all, the opportunity to be whole on your own without relying on others to complete you. True happiness does not come from external sources. It is found in the ability to be at peace with yourself. When you embrace solitude, you discover a profound sense of contentment and joy that no relationship or external achievement can offer. Self-love is the cornerstone of lasting happiness, and it is essential for anyone who wishes to lead a fulfilled life. Many people mistakenly believe that self-love is an indulgence or something that is selfish. On the contrary, self-love is about recognizing and honoring your own worth and treating yourself with the same respect, kindness, and care that you would offer to someone you deeply care about. It is not about perfection, nor is it about elevating yourself above others. Rather, it's about embracing your humanity, your flaws, your strengths, and everything in between, and learning to love yourself fully and unconditionally. When you practice self-love, you create a healthy foundation for your emotional and mental well-being. This doesn't mean you won't face challenges or experience moments of difficulty, but it does mean that you have a well of inner strength to draw from. Self-love is the practice of nurturing your own spirit, recognizing your needs, and taking responsibility for your own happiness. It is an act of self-respect that empowers you to take care of yourself first, which in turn enables you to offer love and care to others without depleting your own energy. Self-love is transformative because it helps you recognize your own worth. Too often we look outside of ourselves for validation or seek to fulfill a sense of worth through external achievements, possessions, or the approval of others. But the truth is, your worth is intrinsic, not something that can be earned or taken away. It simply is. When you love yourself, you stop seeking approval or trying to prove your worth to others. You realize that you are enough, just as you are. And that understanding leads to a deep sense of peace. In a world that constantly demands more from us, learning to practice self-love means setting boundaries. It means protecting your time, energy, and emotional health by saying no when necessary and honoring your own needs. It involves knowing when to give yourself rest, when to indulge in things that bring you joy, and when to simply be present with yourself. By setting boundaries, you demonstrate to yourself that you matter and that your well-being is important. This is an act of love toward yourself, choosing what is best for your soul, rather than constantly sacrificing for others at the cost of your own happiness. Self-love also means embracing your imperfections. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism, of wishing we were better or different in some way. But true self-love is found in accepting yourself as you are, with all your flaws and vulnerabilities. These imperfections are not barriers to happiness, they are part of what makes you unique and human. When you learn to love and accept yourself fully, you free yourself from the chains of comparison and self-judgment, and you open the door to a more peaceful and joyful life. Self-love nurtures your emotional resilience. When you love yourself, you become more equipped to handle the ups and downs of life with grace. You develop the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to forgive yourself when you make mistakes, and to continue moving forward with confidence. Self-love enables you to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth and learning. Self-love is the most empowering choice you can make. When you love yourself, you stop looking for happiness outside of you, and instead you become a source of joy in your own life. You can then share this love with others in a way that is not based on need or dependency, but on genuine connection and mutual respect. When you nurture and cherish yourself, you become your own greatest source of happiness. And that is the foundation of a life that is both deeply fulfilling and deeply peaceful. Independence is one of the most empowering forces in a person's life. It's the foundation of inner strength. The realization that your happiness and well-being are not tied to the approval or presence of others. True independence is not about isolation or detachment. It is about standing firm in your own identity and being fully capable of navigating life on your own terms. It is a reflection of self-sufficiency, of being able to rely on your own abilities, judgment, and resources to create the life you want, rather than relying on others to define or shape it for you. When you embrace independence, you release the need to constantly seek external validation. You no longer wait for others to tell you who you should be or what you should do. Instead, you trust yourself to make decisions based on your values, desires, and goals. This level of self-reliance gives you a sense of freedom that is unparalleled. You realize that your happiness doesn't depend on the approval or presence of anyone else. It is something you cultivate within yourself. You become the author of your own story rather than letting others hold the pen. With independence comes the power to choose. It is not simply about being able to make decisions on your own, but about having the confidence to make the right choices for your life. When you are independent, you don't feel bound by societal expectations or the opinions of others. You have the strength to walk your own path, to pursue what truly matters to you, and to create a life that reflects your personal values. Independence is the ultimate expression of self-trust, and with self-trust comes the courage to take risks, to step outside of your comfort zone, and to grow in ways you never thought possible. Independence also fosters resilience. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and unexpected twists. But when you are independent, you develop the ability to face those challenges with strength and grace. You know that even in the face of adversity, you have the tools within you to rise above it. You rely on your inner resources, your resilience, your creativity, your problem-solving abilities to navigate difficult situations. This self-assurance strengthens your sense of self-worth. Knowing that you don't need anyone else to get you through tough times. You trust in your own strength, and that trust fuels your ability to keep moving forward. The more independent you become, the more inner strength you develop. This strength is not about building walls or shutting others out. It's about understanding that you have everything you need within you to succeed and to thrive. Independence gives you the courage to make decisions that align with your true desires, not those that are influenced by the expectations of others. It enables you to stand tall, even in the face of criticism or rejection, because you are secure in who you are and in your own abilities. Independence nurtures a sense of self-respect. When you take responsibility for your own happiness and well-being, you develop a deeper respect for yourself. You stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to be happy, and instead, you claim your own happiness as your right. This self-respect forms the foundation for healthier, more fulfilling relationships because you enter them as a whole person, complete, capable, and not dependent on anyone to fill the gaps. You bring to those relationships a strength that allows for true connection, free from the need for validation or approval. True independence also opens the door to greater self-expression. When you are not dependent on others for your happiness or sense of self, you are free to be who you truly are. You can express yourself authentically without fear of judgment or rejection. You become unshackled from the expectations that society or others may place on you, and you step into a version of yourself that is genuine and empowered. This freedom of self-expression is an incredibly powerful form of strength, as it allows you to live in alignment with your true purpose and desires. Independence is a key that unlocks the door to your fullest potential. It breeds inner strength by allowing you to cultivate the confidence, resilience, and self-trust needed to face whatever comes your way. When you embrace independence, you don't just become self-sufficient, you become unstoppable. You learn that your power lies within you, and with that power comes the ability to create, to grow, and to thrive. Independence is the foundation upon which you can build a life that is not only strong and resilient, but also full of meaning and purpose. Personal development is the key to unlocking a life of fulfillment, purpose, and lasting happiness. It is the continuous journey of growth, where you actively seek to improve yourself in every aspect of life, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. By focusing on personal development, you make a commitment to invest in your own well-being, to challenge yourself and to push beyond your limits. This commitment doesn't come from a place of dissatisfaction with who you are, but rather from the understanding that the process of becoming better is what keeps you vibrant, motivated, and on the path to true happiness. When you focus on personal development, you begin by setting clear goals for yourself. These goals may vary across different areas of life, whether it's in your career, relationships, health, or spiritual journey, but they all serve the same purpose: to guide you toward becoming the best version of yourself. Goals are not just ambitions, they are the framework that gives your life direction, purpose, and momentum. Without goals, you may find yourself drifting through life without a sense of purpose, but when you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, every day becomes an opportunity to move closer to that vision. Personal development also requires self-discipline. It is the ability to commit to your growth even when the road is tough, even when the progress seems slow, and even when you face setbacks. Self-discipline is what keeps you going when the excitement of a new goal begins to fade and the challenges of life start to mount. It is the power to push through discomfort, knowing that every small step forward is a step closer to the person you are striving to become. Personal development does not happen overnight. It is a process that requires consistency, patience, and dedication. But the reward for this hard work is immense: a sense of inner strength, purpose, and achievement. As you focus on personal development, you also build resilience. Life will inevitably present challenges, but when you are dedicated to growth, you learn how to navigate adversity with grace. Personal development teaches you to approach obstacles not as insurmountable problems, but as opportunities for growth. You begin to see challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks, and with each difficulty, you develop a greater sense of resilience, knowing that you are capable of overcoming whatever comes your way. This resilience is one of the greatest gifts of personal development. It empowers you to bounce back stronger from setbacks and to continue moving forward no matter what. Focusing on personal development means expanding your mindset. It is about continuously learning, staying curious, and challenging yourself to think differently. A growth mindset allows you to see life's challenges as chances to learn, to adapt, and to improve. When you focus on personal development, you embrace the idea that you are always evolving and that there is always more to discover. You no longer see yourself as fixed or limited, but as a work in progress, always growing, always becoming. This mindset opens up endless possibilities for your life because it frees you from the constraints of what you think you can or can't do. All personal development also fosters a sense of self-awareness. As you work on yourself, you become more attuned to your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, and your passions. You learn to understand your thoughts and emotions and how they influence your behavior and decisions. This self-awareness is the key to making conscious choices that align with your true desires, and it gives you the ability to identify and address any limiting beliefs or negative patterns that might be holding you back. The more you understand yourself, the more you can take control of your life and create the conditions for happiness and success. To self-awareness, personal development encourages emotional intelligence. As you grow, you learn to manage your emotions effectively, understand the emotions of others, and communicate more empathetically. Emotional intelligence enhances your relationships, improves your decision-making, and helps you navigate life with greater ease. It is through emotional growth that you become more in tune with the world around you, cultivating deeper, more meaningful connections with others, and fostering a greater sense of peace within yourself. Personal development is the foundation for a life of fulfillment. It is a lifelong journey, a path that is never truly complete because there is always room for growth and improvement. But by dedicating yourself to this path, you create a life that is full of purpose, meaning, and joy. You stop waiting for external circumstances to change in order to feel happy, and instead you take responsibility for your own growth and happiness. Personal development is not just about achieving success in the traditional sense, it's about creating a life that reflects your highest potential, a life that is in alignment with your true self. The pursuit of personal development is the pursuit of happiness itself, for it is through growth that we discover the depth of our own potential and the richness of the life we are capable of living. Creating your own purpose is one of the most liberating and transformative acts you can undertake in life. Purpose is not something that is handed to you from the outside. It is something that you must discover and cultivate within yourself. It is not dictated by societal expectations, the opinions of others, or the pressures of external achievement. Your purpose is deeply personal, a reflection of who you are, what you value, and what you are meant to contribute to the world. The process of creating your own purpose requires introspection, a willingness to explore your passions, and the courage to align your actions with your deepest desires. When you take responsibility for creating your own purpose, you step away from the passive role of waiting for life to give you direction. Instead, you embrace the active role of defining what matters most to you. Purpose is not something that can be found outside of you. It is something that rises from within, shaped by your unique experiences, values, and aspirations. It is an internal compass that guides you through life, providing clarity and direction. Without purpose, life can feel aimless and disconnected, but with purpose, every day becomes an opportunity to move closer to fulfilling your potential. To create your own purpose, you must first ask yourself deep and honest questions about what truly matters to you. What are your passions? What excites you? What makes you feel alive and connected to the world? Your purpose is intricately tied to these passions, as they are the driving forces that give meaning to your life. Often people find themselves searching for purpose by looking at the external world, comparing themselves to others, or trying to meet society's predefined standards of success. But true purpose is not found in these external measures. It is found in the pursuit of what resonates deeply within you. Creating your own purpose also requires letting go of the fear of failure or the fear of not measuring up. When you decide to craft your own purpose, you must be willing to take risks and embrace the uncertainty that comes with stepping into the unknown. The path to purpose is not always clear, and there will be obstacles along the way, but these challenges are part of the journey. They help refine your purpose and strengthen your commitment to it. By embracing these challenges, you learn more about yourself and the world around you, ultimately bringing you closer to the life you were meant to lead. Purpose is not a fixed destination. It is a journey that evolves as you grow. It changes as you learn more about yourself, as your experiences shape your perspective, and as your values become clearer. This fluid nature of purpose allows for flexibility and growth, ensuring that it remains meaningful throughout your life. Just as you are constantly evolving as a person, so too will your purpose evolve. The key is to stay open to change and to continuously seek alignment with your authentic self, rather than holding on to rigid definitions of who you should be or what you should do. Creating your own purpose also requires a commitment to action. Purpose is not merely an idea or a dream. It is something that you actively work toward every day. It demands effort, discipline, and perseverance. As you take intentional steps toward living your purpose, you begin to shape your life around what matters most to you. This action becomes the manifestation of your purpose, turning your intentions into tangible outcomes. The more you take action, the clearer your purpose becomes, and the more aligned your life becomes with the vision you hold for yourself. Your purpose also plays a vital role in how you relate to the world around you. It's not just about personal fulfillment, it is about how you contribute to the greater good. When you create your own purpose, you step into the role of offering something meaningful to others, whether it's through your work, your relationships, or your passions. Purpose is not something you achieve in isolation, it is something that connects you to the world. It becomes a way of serving others, sharing your gifts, and making a positive impact. When your purpose is tied to service and contribution, it takes on a deeper sense of meaning, as it transcends personal fulfillment and extends to the greater well-being of others. At its core, creating your own purpose is an act of self-empowerment. It is the recognition that you are the author of your life story, and you have the ability to shape that story according to your values, your passions, and your dreams. Your purpose is uniquely yours, and no one else can define it for you. It is a reflection of who you truly are and who you are becoming. When you take the time to create your own purpose, you set yourself free from the constraints of external expectations, allowing you to live authentically and with intention. This freedom is what brings a sense of fulfillment and joy, because you are living a life that is deeply aligned with your true essence. Purpose, therefore, is not just about achieving success or reaching a destination. It is about living a life that feels meaningful, intentional, and deeply connected to who you are. Releasing the need for external validation is one of the most liberating steps toward personal freedom and authentic happiness. Throughout life, many people are conditioned to seek approval from others, whether through praise, recognition, or acceptance. We often measure our worth based on how others perceive us, and this reliance on external validation can leave us feeling empty, insecure, and constantly striving for approval. However, true happiness and inner peace come from releasing this need and instead finding validation from within ourselves. When you no longer seek validation from others, you free yourself from the anxiety and uncertainty that come with trying to meet other people's expectations. External validation is fleeting and inconsistent. One day someone might praise you and the next they may criticize you. This instability creates an emotional roller coaster where your sense of self-worth is constantly shifting based on external circumstances. The constant pursuit of validation creates a dependency on others, and as long as your happiness is tied to their approval, you will never experience lasting fulfillment. By learning to release the need for external validation, you take back control of your own emotions and self-worth. True self-acceptance comes when you recognize that your value is not dependent on others' opinions. You are worthy and enough just as you are, independent of praise or criticism. This realization allows you to step into your authentic self, free from the need to perform for others. When you stop seeking external validation, you create space to fully embrace who you are, your strengths, weaknesses, quirks, and all. You stop pretending to be someone you're not in order to gain approval. And instead, you start living in alignment with your true self. This shift from seeking validation to embracing authenticity brings a profound sense of peace and confidence, because you no longer measure your worth by external standards. Releasing the need for external validation also means letting go of comparison. It's easy to get caught up in comparing yourself to others, whether it's in terms of achievements, appearance, or success. Social media, in particular, can exacerbate this tendency, as it showcases only the best, most curated versions of people's lives. However, when you compare yourself to others, you lose sight of your own unique journey. Your path is not the same as anyone else's, and your value cannot be determined by how you measure up to someone else's life. By releasing the need to compare, you begin to focus more on your own growth and progress, recognizing that your journey is valid and important, regardless of how it compares to anyone else's. This freedom from seeking approval also strengthens your resilience. When you no longer depend on the approval of others to feel good about yourself, you develop a deeper inner strength that is unwavering in the face of criticism or rejection. Instead of shrinking away from negative feedback or judgment, you learn to take it in stride and use it as an opportunity for growth. You are able to separate your sense of self-worth from the opinions of others, which gives you the confidence to stand firm in your beliefs and choices, regardless of whether others agree with you. Releasing the need for external validation also opens the door to greater creativity and self-expression. When you stop worrying about what others think, you feel free to pursue your passions, take risks, and express yourself without fear of judgment. You no longer feel the need to conform to societal expectations or fit into predefined roles. Instead, you allow yourself the space to explore and create freely without being constrained by the opinions of others. This sense of creative freedom fuels personal growth, innovation, and a deeper connection to your authentic self. When you no longer rely on others to validate you, you cultivate a greater sense of self-trust. You begin to trust your own judgment, decisions, and instincts. You stop second-guessing yourself and seeking constant reassurance from others. This self-trust is the foundation of confidence and empowerment because it allows you to take bold steps in life without needing others' approval. You learn to rely on your own wisdom and experiences, knowing that you are capable of navigating life's challenges without needing to seek validation from the outside world. To self-trust, releasing the need for external validation fosters emotional independence. It allows you to experience a deeper sense of fulfillment as your happiness and well-being are no longer contingent on how others treat you. You begin to realize that your emotional state is within your control and that you have the power to decide how you feel regardless of others' actions or opinions. Emotional independence creates stability as you no longer feel tossed about by the whims of others. You become more centered, grounded, and resilient in your emotional responses. Releasing the need for external validation is an act of self-liberation. It is about freeing yourself from the cycle of seeking approval and embracing the freedom to be who you truly are. When you stop seeking validation from the outside, you start to tap into a deeper source of happiness and confidence that is rooted in your own self-acceptance. Your worth is not determined by what others think of you, but by your own understanding of your value and your unique contributions to the world. By releasing the need for external validation, you reclaim your personal power and open the door to a life of authenticity, inner peace, and unshakable confidence. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces for cultivating joy in life. It is the conscious practice of recognizing and appreciating the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small they may seem. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking or what you don't have to what is abundant and present in your life. By choosing to embrace gratitude, you align yourself with a mindset of abundance, which in turn fosters happiness, contentment, and joy. When you make gratitude a regular practice, you train your mind to look for the good in every situation. Instead of dwelling on problems, challenges, or setbacks, you begin to see the opportunities, lessons, and blessings that exist within them. Even in difficult circumstances, gratitude allows you to find something to appreciate, whether it's the resilience you've built through adversity or the support you've received from others. By focusing on what is going well, you start to shift your energy and perspective, creating space for joy to emerge, even in the toughest of times. Gratitude also helps you connect more deeply with others and the world around you. When you express gratitude, you acknowledge the kindness and love that others have shown you, which strengthens relationships and builds a sense of community. By showing appreciation for the people in your life, you create an atmosphere of positivity and connection. This fosters an environment where joy can flourish as it nurtures bonds of trust, love, and mutual respect. The simple act of saying thank you or acknowledging the efforts of others can have a profound impact on both you and the recipient, creating a ripple effect of joy and positivity. To enhancing relationships, gratitude enhances your own emotional well-being. When you express gratitude, you elevate your mood and increase your overall sense of happiness. Research has shown that people who practice gratitude regularly experience greater levels of happiness, lower levels of stress, and a greater sense of well-being. Gratitude promotes positive emotions like joy, contentment, and optimism, while simultaneously reducing negative emotions such as envy, frustration, and resentment. It has the power to change your outlook on life, transforming it from one of scarcity and dissatisfaction to one of abundance and appreciation. Gratitude helps you become more mindful of the present moment. It encourages you to savor life's simple pleasures, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the laughter of a loved one, the quiet moments of peace. By appreciating what you have right now, you are able to immerse yourself fully in the present, rather than constantly longing for something in the future or dwelling on the past. This mindfulness fosters a deeper connection to your surroundings, allowing you to experience life with a greater sense of wonder and awe. In turn, this enhances your capacity for joy as you become more attuned to the beauty and goodness in your everyday experiences. Gratitude also shifts your relationship with material possessions. Instead of constantly striving for more, you begin to appreciate what you already have. Gratitude helps you see the value in the things that are often taken for granted, such as a warm home, food to eat, good health, or the love and support of family and friends. This shift in perspective removes the pressure to accumulate more or achieve more in order to be happy. By finding contentment in what is already present in your life, you cultivate a deeper sense of satisfaction and fulfillment, which is the true essence of joy. Gratitude strengthens your resilience. When you practice gratitude, you develop a mindset that helps you bounce back from challenges and setbacks. Rather than focusing on what has gone wrong, you focus on what you can be thankful for, even in the midst of adversity. This mindset of appreciation creates a buffer against negative emotions, allowing you to maintain a sense of hope and optimism, even when things are tough. Gratitude helps you view obstacles as opportunities for growth and learning, which fosters a deeper sense of inner strength, and this strength and joy. Incorporating gratitude into your daily life can be as simple as keeping a gratitude journal, where you write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. It can be a conscious moment of reflection before bed, or a habit of expressing thanks to those around you. The key is consistency. The more you practice gratitude, the more natural it becomes to see the positive in every situation. Over time, gratitude becomes a habit that transforms your mindset, reshapes your perspective, and fills your life with joy. Gratitude is not just about acknowledging the big things in life, but also appreciating the small, often overlooked moments that bring richness and beauty to your existence. It is the feeling of joy that arises from a kind gesture, a warm conversation, or a moment of stillness in nature. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into extraordinary ones, making life feel fuller, richer, and more meaningful. When you cultivate gratitude, you are able to see life through a lens of joy and appreciation, which not only enhances your own well-being, but also spreads positivity to those around you. Gratitude is a choice, a conscious decision to focus on what is good and positive in your life. It is a powerful tool for creating joy, as it opens your heart to the abundance and beauty that already exist. When you embrace gratitude, you invite joy into your life, allowing it to fill your heart and radiate outward into every aspect of your existence. The more you practice gratitude, the more you realize that joy is not something that must be chased or earned. It is something that arises naturally when you choose to appreciate the blessings, both big and small, that life has to offer. Finding joy in the present moment is one of the most powerful ways to experience lasting happiness. It's about fully immersing yourself in the here and now, letting go of worries about the past or anxieties about the future. So often people spend their lives either regretting what has already happened or worrying about what might happen, missing out on the richness of the present. True joy does not reside in the distant future or in the shadows of past experiences. It can only be found in the present moment, where life is unfolding right before you. By embracing the present, you unlock a profound sense of peace and contentment that cannot be found anywhere else. When you are fully present, you are no longer distracted by thoughts of what's next or what's been left behind. Instead, you focus all of your energy on the experience at hand, whether it's a conversation, a moment of quiet solitude, or simply enjoying the beauty around you. In these moments, you are connected to life itself. You notice the small things, the way the sunlight filters through the trees, the sound of birds singing, the warmth of a hug, the taste of your favorite meal. These are the moments where joy resides, not in the grand achievements or the future goals that you are striving toward, but in the simple, everyday experiences that make life so beautiful. Being present also means letting go of judgments and expectations. When you release the need to label experiences as good or bad, you allow yourself to experience them exactly as they are. Instead of wishing things were different or waiting for something better to come along, you accept life in its current form with all its imperfections and unpredictability. This acceptance fosters a deep sense of peace because you no longer feel the need to control or manipulate the circumstances of your life. You understand that each moment, even the difficult ones, has value and meaning. By embracing life as it is, you open the door to a deeper joy that comes from simply being in the moment without the need for external validation or future outcomes. When you find joy in the present, you also become more attuned to your emotions and inner state. Rather than allowing your thoughts and feelings to overwhelm you, you learn to observe them with detachment, understanding that they are temporary and ever-changing. This mindfulness allows you to experience your emotions without being controlled by them, creating space for joy to emerge even in the midst of challenging situations. By being present, you connect with the essence of who you are beyond your thoughts and emotions, and you can experience life with a greater sense of clarity and peace. Living in the present moment also enhances your relationships. When you are fully present with others, you give them the gift of your undivided attention, which fosters deeper connections and more meaningful interactions. How often do we find ourselves distracted when we are with loved ones, checking our phones, thinking about other things, or planning for the future? Being present means showing up fully in every conversation and interaction, making the other person feel seen, heard, and valued. This presence creates an environment of trust, openness, and intimacy, which deepens relationships and brings joy into your connections with others. Being in the present moment helps to dissolve feelings of stress and anxiety. Much of our stress comes from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. We replay past mistakes or imagine worst-case scenarios, both of which drain our energy and rob us of the ability to enjoy the moment. By practicing mindfulness and focusing on the present, you break free from this cycle of worry and allow yourself to relax and enjoy life as it is. You realize that the only moment that truly exists is now, and in this moment, everything you need is already available to you. This shift in perspective brings a deep sense of relief, allowing you to release the burden of worry and experience a greater sense of peace and joy. Finding joy in the present also requires gratitude, the ability to appreciate the now for what it is. When you stop searching for happiness in the future and start appreciating the present, you naturally cultivate gratitude for the life you have in this moment. This gratitude amplifies joy because it shifts your focus to the abundance that already surrounds you. You realize that the present is a gift, and in that realization you find joy in simply being alive, in the opportunities that today offers, and in the moments that make up your day. When you embrace the present, you become more creative and inspired. Often the pressure to achieve or the stress of future outcomes can block your ability to create or think clearly. But when you let go of those concerns and allow yourself to be fully immersed in the moment, creativity flows naturally. You approach challenges with a fresh perspective, open to new solutions and ideas, and you find joy in the process of creation, not just in the end result. Finding joy in the present also encourages a deeper connection to the world around you. You become more aware of the beauty and wonder in your surroundings, whether it's the changing seasons, the people you meet, or the simple joys of nature. The present moment is where life is happening. It is where all of our experiences unfold. When you open your heart and mind to the present, you see life in all its richness, and you become more connected to the energy that flows through everything. This sense of connectedness deepens your appreciation for life and fills you with joy. Finding joy in the present moment is about making a conscious choice to be here now. It is about letting go of the distractions and pressures of the world and fully embracing the beauty of what is happening right in front of you. By practicing presence, you allow joy to become a natural part of your everyday life. The more you cultivate this mindset, the more you realize that joy is not something to chase or attain, but something that arises effortlessly when you choose to be fully present and appreciate the wonder of the moment. In doing so, you create a life that is rich with happiness, peace, and fulfillment simply by being fully alive in the here and now. Taking responsibility for your happiness is one of the most empowering decisions you can make in life. It means recognizing that your joy, fulfillment, and well-being are not dependent on external circumstances, other people, or events that happen to you, but rather on your own mindset, choices, and actions. Many people fall into the trap of believing that happiness is something that comes from outside themselves through success, relationships, possessions, or the approval of others. However, true happiness is an internal state, and it is your responsibility to cultivate it from within. When you take responsibility for your happiness, you stop blaming external factors for how you feel. Instead of pointing fingers at your job, your family, or the world around you for your unhappiness, you acknowledge that you have the power to change your emotional state. Your happiness is not something that can be given to you or taken away by others. It is something that you control. This realization is both liberating and empowering because it puts you in the driver's seat of your own life. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances, but rather the creator of your own emotional experience. Taking responsibility for your happiness also means making a conscious decision to focus on the positive aspects of your life. Life is full of challenges and hardships, and it's easy to get caught up in what's going wrong or what you don't have. However, when you take responsibility for your happiness, you choose to focus on what's going well. You learn to shift your perspective, seeing opportunities and blessings where others might see obstacles. Even in difficult situations, there is always something to be grateful for, a lesson to be learned, a strength to be discovered, or a moment of joy to be savored. By choosing to see life through this lens of positivity, you open yourself to greater happiness and fulfillment. Taking responsibility for your happiness means letting go of the victim mentality. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that life is happening to you, that you are powerless in the face of circumstances. But this mindset keeps you stuck in a place of helplessness and frustration. When you take responsibility for your happiness, you recognize that while you cannot always control what happens to you, you can control how you respond. You have the power to choose how you react to life's challenges. Rather than reacting with frustration, anger, or despair, you can choose to respond with resilience, optimism, and a sense of agency. By doing so, you take back control of your emotional life and reclaim your ability to create happiness, no matter what life throws your way. Taking responsibility for your happiness also involves taking care of yourself, both physically and emotionally. It means making self-care a priority and ensuring that you are nourishing your body, mind, and soul. You are the one who knows what makes you feel good, what brings you joy, and what keeps you healthy. By prioritizing your own well-being, you set the foundation for lasting happiness. Whether it's getting enough rest, eating nourishing foods, exercising, or engaging in activities that you love, you are actively investing in your happiness. Self-care is not selfish. It is an essential part of taking responsibility for your own joy. Another crucial aspect of taking responsibility for your happiness is setting healthy boundaries. Many people allow others to dictate their emotional state, whether it's through toxic relationships, unrealistic expectations, or constant demands on their time and energy. By setting clear boundaries, you protect your peace and preserve your emotional well-being. You learn to say no when necessary and to prioritize your own needs and desires. This doesn't mean being selfish or dismissive of others. It simply means that you value yourself enough to protect your energy and emotional health. When you set healthy boundaries, you create space for joy and peace to thrive in your life. Taking responsibility for your happiness also requires forgiveness both of others and yourself. Holding on to resentment, grudges, or past mistakes keeps you trapped in negative emotions that prevent you from moving forward. By forgiving, you release the hold that the past has on you, freeing yourself to experience the present with a sense of peace and joy. Forgiveness is not about excusing wrongs or forgetting painful experiences. It is about letting go of the emotional burden that comes with holding on to anger and hurt. When you take responsibility for your happiness, you understand that forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, allowing you to free your heart and mind from the weight of negative emotions. Taking responsibility for your happiness also means embracing your own power to create positive change in your life. It is about making choices that align with your values, passions, and desires, and taking deliberate steps toward your goals. Whether it's changing your career, pursuing a new hobby, or improving your relationships, you are the one who has the power to shape your future. By making intentional choices and taking action, you are actively participating in your own happiness. Happiness is not something that happens by chance. It is something that you create through your thoughts, actions, and choices. Taking responsibility for your happiness involves cultivating a mindset of growth and self-improvement. It means recognizing that happiness is not a destination but a journey, one that requires ongoing effort, learning, and evolution. You are always growing and evolving, and as you do, your understanding of what brings you joy deepens. When you take responsibility for your happiness, you embrace this process of growth, knowing that each challenge, setback, and success is a stepping stone toward greater self-awareness and fulfillment. Taking responsibility for your happiness is about living in alignment with who you truly are. It is about embracing your authentic self and making choices that reflect your true desires, rather than living according to the expectations of others or society. When you are true to yourself, you naturally create a life that brings you joy, because it is a life that reflects your values, passions, and purpose. Taking responsibility for your happiness means stepping into your own power, owning your choices, and understanding that your happiness is your birthright and your responsibility to create. Taking responsibility for your happiness is not just an act, it is a mindset, a commitment, and a conscious choice that empowers you to live a life of fulfillment, peace, and joy. It requires you to step away from the victim mentality, embrace your inner strength, and recognize that happiness is something you create, not something that happens to you. As you take control of your thoughts, actions, and emotions, you unlock the incredible power within you to shape your life in ways that align with your true self and deepest desires. Remember, no one can give you the key to your happiness but you. The journey toward happiness begins with taking full responsibility for your own well-being. And in doing so, you will discover that the power to create a life of joy has always been in your hands. Own that power, choose happiness today, and watch your life transform in ways beyond your imagination. Thank you.